Hey guys, this is Savannah from earthandwater.co. Today what are we talking about today? Cleaning your house. Or more specifically, cleaning the energy in your house because, it's spring cleaning or it's about to be spring cleaning. We're focusing on doing that. And I want to give us a little bit more depth of thought while we're doing it because things, everything's energy. All things are energy. And since you're cleaning your things, you are cleaning the energy. And if you remember 3 episodes back, we were talking about the 12 laws of the universe. One of which is the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your outside reflects your inside, and your inside reflects your outside. Since everything is energy, and you yourself are an energetic being, your energetic field extends outside of your body and creates the life that you live and is represented heavily in the areas and spaces that you spend the most time in. For one, this is why we want to focus on minimalism because, just like you have too many thoughts in your head and that's what causes us stress, overwhelm, anxiety, you also have too many, that's energy and that's stuff. Inside reflects the outside, right? So if you have a lot going on inside, then that's going to reflect in your space, in your area. And essentially what I'm trying to get to is that you can clear your mind, feel like you have more space in your life if you have space and clear, free room to move around and whatnot in your physical areas like your home, your office, your car, your bedroom especially. We spend a lot more time in there than we think we do. It doesn't feel like we spend a lot of time in there most of the time because we're sleeping during it. But the energies of the areas that we spend the most time in have just as much of an influence on us as we do them. So if you're feeling some type of way, look around your space and is there any clutter? Is there dust accumulating? Is there complete and utter chaos? Are there stacks upon stacks of things that need to be tended to? Are there chores? Just stuff. Taking it a step further, are there old and tattered things that need to be let go of? I talk about this stuff all the time, so I may be repeating myself to a lot of you. But that just really goes to show how important it really is to tend to these things in the areas that we spend the most time in. If you don't have the capacity to keep up the things that you have, that you love in your life already, you're not going to be able to get new, better, more awesome things in your life that you love. And that's, again, why we focus on minimalism, focusing on what we really, really, really want instead of things that we just kind of like. Marie Kondo, you know who she is at this point, pick everything up and either, on a scale of 1 to 20, with 20 just being otherworldly, fantastic, freaking glitters with gold and shines like diamonds in your world. That's the kind of energy that you're wanting to get to, right? Not everything gives you those feelings. And sometimes things that once did give you those feelings no longer do. They've lost their razzle-padazzle. They've lost their pizzazz, which is the natural cycle of things, right? Nothing lasts forever. There's a birth and a death to everything. It served its purpose. It transferred its beauty and razzle-dazzle to you like it was supposed to, and now it's time, that talisman has used up all of its magic, and it's time to let it go, pass it on to someone else or something else, and just get rid of it so that something new with new energy and new razzle-pazzles can come into your life. We don't have the capacity to hold on to all of the things because we don't have the capacity to upkeep all of the things. So we really need to practice our discernment and figuring out what is worth our time and energy and upkeep and what is not, and letting go of that which is not. This is definitely not just a spring cleaning thing. This is just something that I wanted you to keep in mind while you were spring cleaning, since a lot of us spring clean in the spring. But you should also spring clean in the fall. You should fall clean, and you should just be upkeeping all of the things all the time. It's a process. I come from a long line of hoarders. And we can analyze that to the end of the day on why that happens. And usually it's because of a mindset of scarcity, which definitely was in my case, in my situation. And it has been a very lifelong, I say lifelong, The switch flipped when I was it was right after my son was born, about a year after my son. So, 24 is when my switch flipped towards minimalism and cleaning out all of the energy and the hoarding and healing all of that, because I definitely kept gum wrappers from the 3rd grade that somebody handed me. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, the sentimental value I tied to ridiculous things, but also the types of just in case type of stuff. Well, I might need that, I don't know, or I might use that again, I don't know, or and it'll sit there for 3 years waiting for the time that you need to use it. And that's a scarcity mindset, and we have to flip that around to more of an abundance mindset. If you haven't touched it in 6 months, does it deserve to take up that much space in your life? If you come across a time that you need one, then you can find one. You can borrow one. There's ones all over the place. You can reach out and be like, anybody got one of these I can borrow for like a week, and practice that. It builds communities. It builds relationships. It's actually a great thing to share objects with each other, Sharing is caring, and way cheaper, honestly. Okay, but moving on from just getting rid of things and practicing minimalism, I'm going to give you a little bit more than just that. But just know that is a big process, that especially if you have tendencies towards hoarding like I did, then it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of time, probably. It's going to be little by little, topic by topic, section of house by section of house, to get it really going and feeling like you were making progress and whatnot. Yeah, but this isn't an episode on minimalism, is it? We can go back to that later if we want to. Cleansing the energy of our homes is what we are talking about specifically. So, crystal grids are another great way of doing that. So that's another episode in and of itself. So we'll just move on. I have some content on the blog that you can just type in and search for crystal grids, and there's information there, but we'll make a whole nother episode on that. What else we have? Intention jar. I have a blog post on that too, actually, making an intention jar. And again, we can go into spicy psychology and how just the intentions of doing something helps point you and work towards the direction of actually doing it. So, magic is what you make of it. Smudging. A lot of people will fight you if you start to try to say saging, because of, we're not even going to get into it, but smudging is where you light herbs and then you spread the smoke around and it cleanses the energy. There has been scientific studies on these that you can find that actually does something as well. On crystals too, man. It's crazy, the stuff that's checking out that we, on the surface thought was mumbo jumbo, but it's not. The science is there. Salt cleanses the energy of your home and yourself and all the things. Cleaning and dusting, we covered that one. I'm reading off of a blog post, if you can't tell, the one that accompanies this, because pretty much all of my episodes have an accompanying blog post for the people who would rather read real quick rather than listen real quick, because, I don't do very long episodes. But anyway, yeah, you can always find written content to accompany the audio content. It just depends on however you like to digest your information. Candles and essential oils. Always good to shake up the elements, fire and whatnot. And water with essential oils, technically. Sunlight and open windows. This is one of my favorite ones. If the weather is nice outside, open and it's safe to do so. I've had people be like, I can't open mine. I live in the city. It's dangerous. I'm sorry. Look, if you can't, I'm so sorry that you can't. Your life. I can't one size fits all everybody, everything all the time. But if you can, and it's safe to do so, open up your windows, recycle that old air out, let new air in, open the windows, let the sunlight come in. That helps clean, that helps brighten everything up, refreshing everything, and that refreshing freshness is what we're looking for, right? That's essentially what we're trying to do here, is bring a sense of freshness to our spaces so that we can feel kind of spacious and fresh in our minds and bodies as well. If it's around the holidays, you can get a cinnamon broom. They have these at the grocery stores. In the South, for sure. I totally, man, y'all don't know how bad my memory is. I don't remember anything ever. It's why I have to write all these. It's why I have so much content, okay? It's me trying to remember the things that I want to remember, because anything else is just going to go right outside my head. I did a TikTok episode on my cinnamon broom this past year. I was very excited. I was like, look, it's cinnamon broom season. And a lot of people from all over the US, at least, were like, we have those, but then some people had never seen them. So if you see them when you go to the grocery store around fall, grab one. That's what they're for, is cleansing the energy of your home. You sweep your house, not the floor, but the air, about a foot or two above the floor, and it just kind of stirs up the energy of the room. And I mean, you can go anywhere you want. You can go above your head and stuff, whatever. It doesn't have to be a foot or two above the floor. Everything's just however you want to do it. It's your life, you live it. But cinnamon brooms, they're awesome. Technically, you're supposed to use your cinnamon broom throughout the year, and then when the fall comes and you get a new cinnamon broom, and they only cost like $3, so it's not bad at all. It's $3-4, and you take your old cinnamon broom and you burn it, if that's safe to do so, ceremoniously, of course. Fare thee well, cinnamon broom. Thank you for the year of cleansing my home and energy and space. Take all of that collected bad energy that you took throughout this year and disperse it, be done with it, goodbye. And then you bring a new cinnamon broom in, and you're like, hey, now you're gonna help do this. This is your job, yada yada, you know. And then last but not least, rearranging furniture as per feng shui. And I say as per feng shui because rearranging furniture is a feng shui type thing. It mixes the energy up. Because energy's flowing, right? It's always flowing, it's always moving. Think of it like a river or a stream. More like a stream. A very nice, enchanting stream that flows through your front door and throughout your entire house. Usually you can imagine that, like, as the pathways that you walk throughout your house. And rearranging furniture is going to mix up those pathways, going to mix up that energy flow, and going to refreshen the place, because, you know, it stagnates. It gets old in the corners where it doesn't get touched as often. So yeah, happy cleaning. Come hang out with us in the Facebook group. Let me know how your spring cleaning's going and your minimalism journey, or whatever. Again, I'm not saying throw out all your stuff, but this is not a minimalism episode, Savannah. Stop talking about it. Okay, moving on. Love you guys. Relax your face and shoulders. Here's some meditation music.